I'm recording this video on October 7th, 2021. Last night, I was listening to a live stream that Tariq was doing about misinformation. And he was talking about a couple of different things, but I think many of you can probably figure out what the main focal point of the discussion was. And one of the topics that he discussed before he got into the main topic was this guy right here, whose name is Rabb. Now, he is a state representative out of the state of Pennsylvania. And he's a Democrat. And he mentioned this bill that just seems or sounds very draconian in hindsight. Now, you're looking at this picture, and that's him right there. And you see a picture of a pair of scissors next to him. And you're probably like, what in the world is a pair of scissors doing there? Trust and believe, I did not edit this picture to put that in there. This is what was there when I looked this up. And it'll make sense in a second. So this guy came or says that he wants to create a bill that will require men to get vasectomies by the age of 40. And I'm like, huh? Is he serious right now? Then, of course, like when I was listening more to the commentary, they were saying that he was being satirical or he was joking about it. My thing is this. One, what kind of a lawmaker jokes about something like that? And two, when it comes to the discussion of a vasectomy, a lot of men are going to question what the hell is this guy talking about? And then when Tariq was going on a little bit more about this guy, because I never heard of him. Of course, my Pennsylvania followers, subscribers, and supporters know more about this guy than I do. Apparently, this guy has a lot of pro-academy leaning viewpoints. Now, I don't know if he's in the academy or not, or if he's trying to get brownie points with that community, because it seems like nowadays a lot of people are, in order to get some kind of financial support. Now, let's just be honest here. And of course, the academy, a lot of them will fall for it because, you know, many of them crave attention anyway. And all they want is some attention. And if they can get that and they can see that the person is being genuine about it, and or if they're faking the funk, but they can put on a good poker face, they know that the person who's doing is going to get some support in a financial way. Or maybe he's trying to get elected to a higher office. I'm not sure. But I was looking at that and I'm like, yeah, I gotta talk about this, because that just doesn't sound right. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article that's coming from PennLive.com. It was posted October 6, 2021. The article, the title reads, Democratic PA State Representative creates a bill requiring men to get vasectomies by the age of 40. State Representative Rabb, a Philadelphia Democrat, supports a solution to lawmaking men who want to control policy on women and girls' bodies, requiring men by 6 weeks into age 40 or after child 3 to get vasectomies. And it's all in the name of reproductive rights for women and girls. Rabb also wrote the legislation, which is a response to restrictive abortion bills around the U.S. I thought it was important as a man to speak up about reproductive rights, Rabb said. According to WHP-TV, there are all these bills and laws that regulate and restrict the bodily autonomy for women and girls, but not so much for men. So basically what you're saying is, in order to honor and combat against what these white lawmakers, let's just be real here, are putting on the books as far as abortion rights goes, you want to punish all men, even those who may not even be for that, for what these white lawmakers are putting into place. So the option is get a vasectomy by the age of 40. It says, what was it? By 6 weeks into age 40 or after 3 children. Now, let's say that a man, I guess he's basically saying if a man doesn't have kids by the time he's 40, he's probably not going to have kids. That's not necessarily true. There are some men that have kids at 40 and after 40. And you're taking away their right to produce kids if after that age. Maybe some men just weren't ready by the time they were 40. So basically, what you're also saying is that it's okay for women to go out here and have and create as many children as they want to by whom and whoever they want to create with. But a man, he has two options: either get the snip 6 weeks into age 40, or get the snip after child 3. So 3 is the limit of children that a man can have. And notice that it doesn't say whether if the man say is in a relationship and not married, engaged and not yet married, married or single. It's just like across the board, it's just for men no matter what. While the legislation is satirical, it's supposed to add to the conversation on reproductive rights. That was the part right there that Tariq was really going in on, was the part when they said it was satirical. Who makes a satirical comment like that? As a person who is a lawmaker or even a politician, who says something like that? And then he actually went and dove into the history about how a lot of stuff that benefited the PC society against us in particular started off as satire, and then it became something that was very real and still very much affecting us to this day. So don't take this lightly. To the people of PA, y'all need to be on his ass about this one. I think it's appropriate to push the envelope and get people talking, so I propose parody legislation. So if you don't understand satire, you aren't going to get it, he added. It's levity on a very serious conversation. It's levity on a very serious issue, but the bottom line is I want to create a conversation about how easily we accept government intervening into the health decisions of women, which should be between them and their family, and then saying what would it feel like if men were being regulated. Within the bill, wrongful conception is defined as the demonstrated negligence toward preventing conception during intercourse. The bill also adds legal actions against men for unwanted pregnancies. In a statement, Rabb said, according to Newsweek, as long as state legislatures continue to restrict the reproductive rights of, and this is what he said, and this is what makes me question this guy. Listen to what he said, and this is his words. As long as state legislatures continue to restrict the reproductive rights of cis women, trans men, and non-binary people, there should be laws to address the responsibilities of men who impregnate them. Look at the words he used. Cis women. Who uses that word the most? Those in the academy. Trans men. People within the academy. Non-binary, these confused individuals who literally don't know if they want to be in the academy 1 minute or outside of it the next. My sincere hope in introducing the legislation is that my colleagues in the General Assembly consider the egregiously gendered double standard when it comes to curtailing reproductive health care as it applies to women, his statement added. Hence, Rabb's point is the government has no business in women and girls' medical decision. My female colleagues have had to talk in excruciating detail about some of their most private medical histories and decisions in their families to make the point that this is something government has no business in. Republicans reportedly responded with abortion and vasectomies not being equal issues and argued the bill or conversation won't get very far. And to be quite honest, they're actually right. It won't get that far. It won't get that far. But like I said, look at the language and the verbiage that he used in that last statement that I just read, that last quote from him. He says cis women, which is biologically born women who identify as women, and many women that I've come across do not like that terminology. He said trans men, which is someone who was biologically born a woman who now lives life as a man. They got the operation and everything like that, but they can still get pregnant. Because they still got the inner workings of that of a woman. And then he said non-binary, someone who was born either man or woman or male or female, but they don't identify by a particular gender, but they still have the inner workings or the equipment that will let you know that they are indeed a man or a woman. But all of those terminologies are under the academy umbrella. And he used all three of them simultaneously. And remember what I said at the beginning, that he had pro academy leanings. Like if you go and look up, like type his name into Google and type in LGBT behind it, you'll probably find a bunch of articles about it. So we already see which way he's leaning. And he says that this is satirical, that this is a joke and everything like that. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe that this is a joke. He may say that it's a joke now because he's trying to soften the blow, but don't be surprised that one day you wake up and you see that, oh, you're 6 weeks into age 40. Time for you to go and get that snip. Oh, you have 3 kids. Time to get that snip. Oh, I thought it was a satire. Oh, really? We only told you that so you would let your guard down. You thought we was just joking? Oh no. We were dead ass serious. I'm just saying, please do not take this as a joke. And I know what he's trying to convey. Like I guess in a way he's trying to feel like this is combating against what these white PC lawmakers are doing. I have to always emphasize that because it is mainly them that's doing this. He's trying to combat against that, all in the name of women's rights and everything. The guy basically, he reminds me of a male feminist. Like he has every single feminist talking point down to a T. Like if you was to close your eyes, well, not even close your eyes, but if you was to remove this man's name from the article and just read it as if you didn't even know who was saying this, you would swear up and down it was a feminist that wrote it, but was saying this. Because that's exactly what a feminist would say and what a feminist would sound like, especially a staunch one. He sounds like a third wave feminist. But like I said, I've never heard of this guy until recently. I need to know from my PA followers and subscribers, can y'all maybe give me some more insight about this guy that I don't know about? Because just reading this alone, I now have an inquiry about who he is. Not just only as a lawmaker, but as a person, apparently. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.